Hello. Okay, Tsubaki, let's talk. Don't worry about it.
うん。
Anyway, this case has been wrapped up. You can return to your everyday life from today on.
そうかな。
She wore a tight expression.
浅井くん、私変かな。
Weird?
変になっちゃったかな。
I couldn't really tell you. Looking back on the horror and misfortune of the past few days, I'd be more surprised if she was acting like a normal schoolgirl.
なんかね、怖いの。今まで知りもしなかった感情がどんどん大きくなっていくような気がして。
Oh, as if trying to suppress her shivering, she crossed her arms and hugged herself. Yeah, I must admit that you have been a bit excited these past few days, but don't let it bother you.
ありがとう。浅井くんにそう言ってもらえると心強いよ。
I turned and left after seeing that smile. Well then, I'll see you at school. Just call me if anything comes up. We're all done here. Both the kidnapping and the change in Tsubaki's attitude were developing in a way that benefited me. I must have the luck of the devil or something.
待って浅井くん、今日時間ある？
Today? Well, I don't have any special plans. Why?
ならちょっと会わない？
Aren't we already together?
改めてっていう意味。
I don't have anything to do with Tsubaki anymore. It is a rare occasion, but I might be busy working.
夜ならどうかな。
Wouldn't it be better to spend the day with your family? Your mom just got out of hospital, didn't she?
うん。だから深夜とかは？
The middle of the night. Is little Miss Goody Two-Shoes Tsubaki actually asking a man out late at night?
ごめんね。なんだか不安で浅井くんと一緒にいたいんだよ。
Oh, for some reason. I get the gist that this girl is interested in me. Honestly, it was kind of... Oh. Oh, poor girl. It's flattering. Want to come to my place?
浅井くんのお家？
Yeah, it'll be more convenient if we're going to meet up late tonight.
わかったよ。
Wow, she didn't even think twice about it. Talk about zero cautiousness. I should really have a nice chat with her tonight. Well, I'll see you then.
夜電話するね。
Tsubaki's voice lingered in my ears. Oh. Something's freaking me out. I don't know what. How's Hiroki doing now? It's 10 at night. I brought Tsubaki to my apartment.
平気みたいだよ。まるで誘拐されたことをもう忘れてるみたい。
Seems like the kidnapper took care of Hiroki really well.
ちゃんと返してくれたしね。
She smiled gently. Tsubaki doesn't seem to hate the kidnapper. I made coffee and sat down opposite Tsubaki. Say...
What?
Have you calmed down a bit? Tsubaki had said earlier that she wanted to feel me next to her.
少しね。
I see. I wondered as I watched Tsubaki drink the coffee. What does she have to be insecure about? Hiraki's back. It's all over. Is she nervous about the move? Well, she is leaving a home she spent her whole life in. How are the preparations for the move going? Isn't the deadline approaching?
ちょこちょこやってたから多分大丈夫。
Were they preparing for the move while Hiraki was still being held hostage? She really has things together. I can definitely see why Tsubaki is the center of her family. You don't want to move, do you? Do you?
しょうがないことだよ。浅井くんは精一杯してくれたんだし。
Judging by her tone, it didn't sound like she was afraid of moving.
それにしてもすごいお家だね。
Looks like she wants to change the topic. Oh, yes. Come to think of it, it's your first time here, isn't it?
何畳くらいあるの？
The same question as Usami. I laughed through my nose.
はるちゃん？
Hmm?
はるちゃんも来たことあるんだ。そっか、なんか言ってたね。
What? Is something wrong?
ううん。
Tsubaki shook her head. She seemed uncomfortable. Great, you and Usami have been a bit awkward lately. Tsubaki's eyebrows jumped.
そう見える？
I can tell. Tsubaki hesitated before going on.
はるちゃんって浅井くんのこと好きなのかな？
What? Cold sweat burst from my skin. Please don't say such disgusting things while I'm drinking coffee unless you want it all over your face. How could that possibly be true?
でもここんところいつも一緒にいるでしょ？
We were trying to find Hiraki together. I wasn't much help, though.
今日はね、本当はそのことを聞きに来たの。
Well, it's not like I can tell you how Usami feels.
うん。でも私は
She lowered her eyes. What?
私は浅井くんのことが
This is upsetting. I'm not sure what sort of misconception she's arrived at, but I was only taking advantage of Tsubaki. There was no love there whatsoever. Hey, Tsubaki. I spoke in a deep voice. I understand what you're trying to say. Well, I should have known, what with you coming over at this hour. Tsubaki's face froze. You're saying you want to be a couple, right? Tsubaki remained speechless. Well, I'll think about it. I don't hate you, but I don't love you either. She was waiting for my next sentence. Maybe you should go home for now. But Tsubaki didn't budge.
どうやったら付き合ってもらえるかな?
I smiled. I couldn't tell you, but what I can tell you is that you should never enter a boy's room at this hour.
どうして?
They'll think you're easy.
そうなんだ。ごめんね。
I know you're not actually an easy girl. Even so, you should pay attention to how other people see you.
気にした方がいい?
Yeah, I hate attention. I don't want rumors to spread about me bringing girls home.
服装とかもおしゃれな方がいいかな?
Certainly. It's important to keep up your outward appearance.
頑張ってみるよ。
For some reason, she was encouraged.
よかった。日記やめろとか言われたらどうしようかと思った。
Hey, that's a good idea.
ひどいよ。
She was a little different from usual. I couldn't pinpoint exactly what it was, though.
おやすみ。
I walked Tsubaki back home. She seemed nervous the entire time. She hardly spoke a word. Though there were some difficulties, at long last, the annoying events revolving around Tsubaki were finally coming to an end. From tomorrow forth, my everyday life will return again. How should I respond to Tsubaki's feelings? This question nagged the back of my mind. The next morning, I was summoned by Gonzo. He suddenly brought this up during breakfast. Pardon?
例の三輪椿だったな。
Yes.
食ったが。
Gonzo smirked. No, she looks to be trouble, so... Gonzo was unsatisfied with my answer.
きちんとしつけておけよ。
I'm perfectly aware of what needs to be done. Though the kidnapping incident is over, we can't say for sure that the police are going to stay silent. Judging by how Tsubaki acted yesterday, I don't think there will be any problems for a while.
もし警察がうちの身辺を捜査するようなことがあったらどうぞ。
When that time comes, I will take responsibility.
分かっているならいい。
If it really turns out that way, God knows what Gonzo will do to me. I lay down my chopsticks and slowly sip the tea. It's been a pleasure as always, sir. As I prepared to leave, Gonzo stopped me.
これから鳴らしに行くが来るか。
Practice. This was the first time Gonzo had invited me.
そろそろお前も覚えておいた方がいいかと思ってな。
In other words, he's going far away to a shooting range. With real bullets and real guns, of course. Well, I'm thankful for the invitation, but...
鳴らしておかないといざという時に使えんのだ。
I'm sorry, but I have an appointment this afternoon with people from Sinnoh. Gonzo didn't make another sound. But that's all.
Kyousuke.
Yes?
しっかりやれよ。
I've been working non-stop since this morning. I've finally gotten a chance to breathe after the discussion with Sinnoh. Let's go home and get some sleep. I spotted a familiar face amidst the crowd. Tsubaki!
浅井くん
She looked around trying to spot me.
お兄ちゃんこんにちは
Her brother was with her. Are you going shopping?
うんお姉ちゃんおもちゃ買ってくれるって
That's great. Hiroki's smile was perfectly identical to the one when we first met. There was no sign of any emotional scars from the kidnapping.
ついでに携帯電話持とうと思ってね
It might be due to the presence of her brother, but her nervousness from yesterday had vanished completely. A cell phone? You know, they're really...
便利でしょ
Yeah. I think she said something like there wasn't a need for one before. I don't really remember.
あとねお洋服も買うの
Right, the dead of winter's just around the corner.
それだけじゃないんだけどね
Perhaps you took our conversation from yesterday to heart.
ねえお姉ちゃん早く
Hiroki pulled on Tsubaki's sleeves with his tiny arms.
ねえ浅井くん暇かな
Eh?
よかったら一緒にお買い物しない
Well, I certainly do have some time.
じゃ
She's a little forceful today.
あねえ早く
Hiroki was already pouting. Okay, let's go.
やったー
I'm no good when it comes to kids. We just finished our shopping at a nearby department store.
ねえ早く帰ろうよ
Apparently Hiroki couldn't wait to assemble his new plastic model.
まだお姉ちゃんの買い物が終わってないんだよもうちょっと回らせてよお願い
Looks like her gentle words pacified him for the time being. What clothes are you buying? Coats?
特に決めてないけど
We continued to leisurely stroll about Central Boulevard. I led Tsubaki to several boutiques.
浅井くんってお店に詳しいんだね
Nah, anyone from school would know as much as I do.
私がちょっと田舎ちゃんなだけ？
Ichi would be able to help you a lot more than me in this area.
そっか、H 君ってだから女の子に人気があるんだね。いろいろ聞いてみようっと。
Well, have you made up your mind?
あ、どうしようかな。
How about the duffel coat we just saw?
もう一周してもいい？
Sure, why not? Hiroaki followed us obediently. I found out the hard way just how agonizingly long girls take to shop.
ねえ、お姉ちゃん、まだ？
We've been out for long enough.
お姉ちゃん、いつもはパパッと決めちゃうのにどうしたの？ごめんね、なんか目移りしちゃって。
I know what you mean. Let's go buy the cell phone first then. Wait, there's a chance she might be confused by all the models of cell phones too.
僕もう帰りたいよ。もうちょっとだけね。やだ、疲れたよ。
Hiraki started acting like a spoiled brat.
もう一人でも帰る。
Tsubaki turned pale.
分かったよ。ごめんね、ひろあき。だから一人で帰るなんて言わないで。
Tsubaki looked at her brother. Her feelings during the kidnapping must still be vivid in her mind.
いいよ。
Hiraki muttered under his breath.
もうちょっとだったらいいよ。え？
When all is said and done, they really are good siblings.
そう？いいの？
Tsubaki asked him cautiously. I thought for sure she would have decided to just go home with him.
じゃあ。
Tsubaki walked toward the cell phone shop. But she shuffled about apprehensively.
帰ろっか。お家に帰ろうね。
It sounded like she was convincing herself. Oh, my cell phone is ringing. It's Usami. Do you mind if I answer it? Tsubaki gestured for me to go on. What's the matter?
いや、浅井さん、今バイト終わりました。
Huh?
ところで、今晩どうすか？
Stop trying to invite me like an old man.
夕飯まだなんでしょ？
The invitations just keep coming today. It's not bad to live a decent day from time to time. Sounds good. Where to?
じゃあ、駅前の300円ラーメンでいいですか？
It doesn't really matter. I'll call you back later.
はい。
She hung up.
どうしたの？
Nothing. I'm going to eat ramen with Usami later.
あ、そうなんだ。
What's wrong?
いや、今日はご飯用意するつもりだったから。
Really?
うん、付き合ってくれたお礼に。
Well, I'll call her back then.
断るの？
No, I just thought we could call Usami up and dine together. Is that okay?
ああ、うん。
Tsubaki's eyes moved about anxiously.
はるちゃんとは昨日喧嘩しちゃったしな。
I would hardly call that an argument. Though it did end on a bad note. Would you rather me not call Usami?
そんな仲間外れみたいなことできないよ。
Tsubaki smiled gently. Alright, I'll go ahead and call her back then. I reached for my cell phone and dialed as I finished.
はいはい、自分も向かってますよ。
Oh, the thing is, I'm with Tsubaki right now, so...
お断りしておきます。
I haven't even finished my sentence.
椿の家でご飯っていうプランでしょ。お断りしておきます。
Why? Let go of that thing from yesterday already.
いいえ、ただ私は椿に近寄らない方が賢明なのではないかと。
Is that so?
わからないでもないでしょ。
Tsubaki is romantically interested in me. She thinks Usami likes me too. Maybe Usami picked up on that little snippet as well.
では自分、このまま帰ります。
This time, it was Usami's turn to hang up on me. She went home.
どうして？
It sounded like something came up. And anyway, your house is all the way in the Eastern District. It'd be way too far out of her way to just to get dinner. I lied without even blinking.
本当に私に気を使ってくれたんじゃないの？
I don't think so.
本当？嘘ついてないよね。
I was quite astonished. The small feeling I had that something was wrong had grown into certainty. I don't remember Tsubaki ever actually suspecting me. This girl really has changed a bit.
お姉ちゃん？
Tsubaki's brother raised his head to study her expression. Anyway, Usami's not coming. Let's get a move on. I suddenly felt a wave of dizziness. Yeah, it's nothing. I caught the flu that's going around. That's all. I tapped my forehead lightly with my fingers. Sorry, but I think I'm going to back out too. I need to go home and get some sleep.
私も浅井くんのお家行っていい？お粥とか作るよ。
Oh, come on. What would you do with Hiraki?
あ、
Hiraki quietly listened to our conversation. They exchanged glances. Don't mind me. You guys get home, alright? Tsubaki finally nodded. Take care. I hurried away from Tsubaki. Something urged me away from her. Whatever Tsubaki had said, it never reached my ears. She was exhausted. Tsubaki thought she might be getting sick.
お父さん、書斎の荷物まとめた？
Her family was busy preparing to move. Tsubaki was taking care of the kids' toys and the books in the bedroom, tying stacks of them together with twine.
ねえ、お父さんたら、聞いてるの？
ああ、すまん。今やってるよ。ほら、ひろあき、ちょっとどいてなさい。
Voices bathed in joy poured forth from the study. A father and his son were happily building the new plastic model together. The tension that Tsubaki's father had accumulated had all but dissipated after Hiroki's return yesterday. He sat by Hiroki's side and played with him for hours on end, disregarding his assigned duties. Tsubaki understood his feelings very well, so she held her tongue. She was currently still busy playing the role of her sick mother, taking care of the whole family's chores. She cooked, washed laundry, crooned her siblings to sleep, poured beer for her father, and now spent a few peaceful moments packing up for the move. Suddenly, Tsubaki began to question her endless work.
ほら、さえ、ちゃんとお布団で寝てなさい。トイレはあっちでしょ。もう。
She used a harsher tone than she meant to. She said things she didn't mean to say. What's happening to me? Nothing should have changed for her. As the eldest daughter of the Miwa family, Tsubaki has always done chores like the cooking and the laundry. Taking care of her siblings for her sick mother was only natural. She had even gotten a kick out of her father's subtle nagging and complaints back in the day. Tsubaki began to search her thoughts for the reason behind her change. Her wandering mind settled once more on that man. The unforgettable whispers of the devil assailed her from her memory. I will mold you into a human. He said this to her as she ran around the city with the ransom. After that, they had secretly rendezvoused twice. In the end, what did Hiroki's kidnapper wanted with Tsubaki? He seemed to have a liking for psychology. As a result, Tsubaki's heart had been scooped out numerous times without her even realizing it. Tsubaki thought that she would like to meet him again someday. If she did, she'd have the chance to take out all her melancholy on him. She wanted to burden him with the feelings within her which brought forth such anger and regret. But at the same time, Tsubaki felt indescribable uneasiness toward her hatred of another person. At that moment, her prayers were answered. Her cell phone rang. This was the phone the kidnapper had provided her. She had wanted to scrap it, but never managed to, deciding instead to keep it nearby at all times. She pressed it tightly between her hands. After affirming that her family hadn't noticed, she pressed the talk button with hesitation. The receiver remained silent. She quietly said, "Hello." That strange, familiar voice reached her ears. It was the kidnapper.
少し話がしたい。
わかりました。
She acquiesced to his desires right away. Maybe this was the moment she had been waiting for. Tsubaki walked silently under the winter sky.
名残惜しいが、これが最後の連絡だ。
The criminal had waited for the right time to speak.
ひろあきくんは元気かな？
はい。監禁されていたことなんて、もうすっかり忘れているみたいに元気です。
監禁だなんてとんでもないな。保護していたようなものだ。トラウマになってしまったらかわいそうだろ。
Was it a joke, or was he serious? The criminal acted as if he had done the boy a favor.
警察には連絡していないだろうな。
もちろんです。
分かっていると思うが、私はまたいつでもお前の家族を絶望の淵に立たせることができる。
This voice permitted no denial. Tsubaki took a deep breath and asked,
何の用ですか？もう、あなたのことは早く忘れたいんですが。
Lies. She wouldn't be able to forget about this man even if she tried.
最後に確認しておこうと思ったのだ。
確認？
Tsubaki held her breath. The kidnapper continued.
私が憎いか？
He used a provocative tone. Tsubaki's head felt as if it had been pummeled by a blunt object. She found herself tongue-tied.
そうか、憎いか。
Mao laughed with satisfaction.
しかし、私はもうお前の前には現れない。たとえ警察が調べを入れたとしても、私の足取りはつかめないだろう。
Tsubaki's knees nearly buckled under her. This evildoer was about to disappear. Who could she take these suppressed feelings out on?
言っておくが、お前は巻き込まれたに過ぎない。私の真の目的は別のところにあった。
真の目的って何ですか？
わかるだろう。お前の身近な友達だ。
Tsubaki finally understood, and a name escaped her lips.
ハルちゃん。
Then, suddenly, the chime of the dial tone echoed in Tsubaki's ears. The devil's whispers vanished into the wind. Only the sound of her own breath reached Tsubaki as she stood there, motionless in the cold.
そんな。
She gripped the cell phone tightly. Her lips quivered and her brow furrowed. An impulse to scream raged in her mind. Dirty emotions gathered in her heart, all directed at a dear friend. That girl likes Kyousuke too, she thought. Tsubaki couldn't control these feelings. Tsubaki decided that her past self had indeed been a distorted one. She became the class representative simply because people had asked her to. She had cleaned up for friends when they shirked their duties. She put her young brother as her top priority, spent all her time and allowance on the people around her, and never kept enough money to buy what she herself wanted. She had been granted the stigma of a kind person, and she never thought twice about it. Desire slowly crept into that forced smile of hers. Tsubaki sank into a sea of daydreams. She wanted to wear nicer clothes, to play freely, too. Desires benefiting any girl her age continued to surface in Tsubaki's heart one by one as she slowly returned to her room.
Kyousuke ちゃんよ。おい、Kyousuke ちゃんよ。
Eiichi came up to me first thing in the morning, wrinkling his brow. What is it? Get your face out of mine.
そろそろよ、俺の家でパーティーの時期じゃねえの？
Since when do we party together?
今年からだけどよ、ついに俺ちゃんも爬虫類に手を出したわけだよ。
You're talking about pets now?
とりあえずヘビから行ってみたわけだ。チャーリーって言うんだが、これがまた冬だけあって切なそうなんだよ。
What are you trying to say? You want me to visit Charlie?
エグザクトリーだぜ。
There's something wrong with this kid.
楽しそうなお話してますね。
は、宇佐美さんも来るかい？
お誘いありがとうございます。宴会は地味に好きです。
ちゃんとお土産持ってきてね。
ヘビさんにですか？
ううん、僕に。
死んだバッタとかでいいっすかね？
だから僕にだってば。
And with that, class commenced. During class, Usami suddenly turned toward me.
椿、来てないっすね。
You're right. Do you think something happened?
昨日ご飯食べたんじゃないんですか？
No, I backed out at the last minute.
椿最近ちょっと疲れ気味だと思うんで、心配です。
I agree. She has her upcoming move to worry about as well.
浅井さんのフォローが必要ですね。
Why me?
自分はちょっと敬遠されているみたいなので。
That's true. Tsubaki rolled into school at the crack of noon.
みんなおはよう。
I thought she might have come down with the flu or something, but she seems energetic enough. Why so late?
何してたの？
ちょっと昨日夜更かししちゃって。
Moving preparations?
うん、そんなとこかな。ちょっと日記つけたり本読んでたりしてたの。
You're right because of that. Well, maybe she's just tired.
あ、引っ越しするんだ。へえ、どこに引っ越すの？
It's somewhere in the central district, right?
浅井くんのうちの近くだよね。
Her voice jumped. It's no more than a 10-minute walk from my place.
嬉しいな。新築のマンションなんだよね。
Yeah. I had the guy show me a really good room.
僕ちょっと残念だな。
何が？
なんかあそこアットホームな感じがあったからさ。
The smile disappeared from Tsubaki's lips.
でもうちってすごく古いんだよ。隙間風とかすごいし、砂壁だし、ストーブないと寒くてたまらないんだよ。
僕さ、生まれも育ちも都会だからさ、ちっちゃい頃からああいう一戸建ての家に住みたいなーとか思ってたんだよね。
そうなの？栄一くんってずっとマンションだったの？
よく言う鍵っ子だよ。お父さんは単身赴任ばっかりだし、お母さんも夜遅いからね。
そうなんだ。
Tsubaki nodded gently.
言ってくれたら今度ご飯作りに行くね。
Well, at least that part of Tsubaki doesn't seem to have changed.
ありがとう。正直寂しい時あるんだよね。
Still, this is the first I've heard of Eiichi's family situation.
ちょっとオーバーに言い過ぎちまったかな。しかしこれいいな。不幸アピールっつうのは今度はみなしごっていう設定にしようかね。
I was an idiot for sympathizing with him, even for a moment. Now then, lunch break's almost over. I don't have much to do today, so I'll just go home and sleep. My headaches have been awful recently. Just as I was about to leave, Tsubaki called out to me. Something on her face tells me she's about to invite me somewhere.
浅井くん、今日ちょっと寄っていかない？
Tsubaki has been a lot more forward lately. The first time she asked me out, she looked terrified. Wasn't I with you just yesterday?
ダメかな。セントラル街でね、バイオリニストのイベントあるみたいだよ。
Oh, really? On Central?
なんかデパートのイベントでちょっとした演奏会とその後握手会するみたい。
Who's playing?
ね。
Tsubaki flipped through her diary. After hearing the name, my heart began to race. Is it one of those events with free tickets and a chance to get a signature if you buy the CD afterward?
そうそう、ちっちゃい企画みたいだけど、どうかな？
We're going. My immediate answer made Tsubaki smile happily. But I can't believe you know about such obscure things.
昨日調べたの。
She looks a bit proud of herself. What about Hiraraki? Doesn't he have to go to kindergarten?
しばらく休ませてるから。
And the others. I forgot their names.
お父さんが面倒見てくれてる。
Ah, what about moving preparations? Wait, am I nagging you?
準備は夜中やればいいから、最悪明日でもいいしね。
Well then, let's go.
今日は遊びたいの。
Tsubaki clung to my side, smiling flirtatiously. By the time we left the department store, the sky was completely dark. Live performances really are a wholly different experience.
ご満悦だね。CD もちゃんと2枚買ったしね。
Of course. Maybe it's the release of tension after an activity, but the sensation of the chilly air against my flushed cheeks felt great. Thank you, Tsubaki.
また行こうね。
Oh, that reminds me. Didn't you say you were getting a cell phone? Do you want me to go with you?
本当？ありがとう。
But are you short on time? It's already 8.
今日は平気だよ。
Really? Previously, she would have gone back by now for sure. But if she says it's okay, then it's probably fine. We casually strolled along the bustling streets. We wandered around town for 2 hours. We bought her a cell phone and had dinner together. Now then.
ねえ浅井くん、次どこ行こうか。
I spoke without thinking. Hey now, it's already 10. Even I want to go home. I don't have a specific job right now, but I have to check my accumulated mail daily.
ゲームセンターとか行く？浅井くんってゲームするのかな？
What happened to you? Tsubaki's attitude bothered me.
何が？
Are you the type to stay out this late? I don't think there are any strings of words as incompatible as Tsubaki in the arcade at night.
そんなことないんじゃない？ほら、よくカップルでぬいぐるみキャッチャーとかしてるじゃない？ああいうのしたいなーって思って。
What happened to the Tsubaki I once knew? No matter how much she likes me, she's being strangely forceful about wanting to hang out. What? Did the night owl in you suddenly awaken?
そうかな？そうかもね。
Tsubaki maintained her playful attitude. It's not like we're doing anything bad. It's not a problem to be late for school once in a while, and there's nothing wrong with going to the arcade. Still, something strange. I heard that once a hardworking person learns to slack off, there's nothing that can cure them. I was only half joking, but Tsubaki's expression suddenly became frightful.
なんだかね、遊ぶと気持ちがスッとするの。
Huh?
嫌なこと忘れて遊んでると楽なの。自分でもちょっとダメかなって思うんだけど、それがまた気持ちいいの。
Way to drop a bomb.
冗談だよ。
She laughed happily. I think I've only seen that kind of laughter, the kind with her mouth wide open and her teeth shining, recently. Let's just head home. We can go to the arcade next time.
うん、ごめんね無理言って。
It's good to see that she's still as earnest as always.
なんか観察されてるみたいだよ。
It's just your imagination. Let's go. I'll walk you home. She shook her head.
でもね、浅井くん。私、
She's about to open up again.
今まで我慢しすぎだったのかなって思うんだ。
Maybe it's that release of tension from having the incident resolved. But she looks like she's been possessed by something. The air over here is really nice. I let out a big yawn. I want to see where this goes. I can see a lot more stars out here than I can from my apartment in the Central District.
ちょっと上がってく？
If I did, I'd miss the train.
止まってく？浅井くんならお父さんも許してくれると思う。
Even if your dad allows it, I won't allow it. Don't tell me you were hoping to go to school together tomorrow.
ダメかな？
If Eiichi and Usami saw us, I don't even want to think about the trouble that would ensue.
はるちゃんはそういうのを冷やかす人なのかな？
I'm not saying she'd make fun of us per se. I just think she'd crack some stupid joke and leave.
何にしても、はるちゃんはちょっとわけわかんない時あるよね。
I'd say so. I knew it. Tsubaki hasn't been getting along with Usami.
そうだ、携帯の番号を交換してもらっていいかな？
Sure. At that moment, I heard footsteps from behind me and turned around. Huh?
あ、お姉ちゃんたちだ。おかえり。
ちょっとひろあき、どこ行ってたの？
アイス買いに行ってたんだよ。
In his hand was a convenience store bag.
一人で？何してるの？危ないじゃない。
Tsubaki was furious and closed the distance between herself and her brother.
もうバカ！お父さんは？
お父さんなんか忙しいみたいだったからこっそり出たの。
だからって一人でなんて。
ダメだった？
お金はどうしたの？
お姉ちゃんの貯金箱から借りた。
Her lips were trembling. I could hear her agitated breathing. Tsubaki opened her eyes wide.
ひろあき、お姉ちゃんの気持ちわからない？ひろあきは悪い人にさらわれたんだよ。
悪い人じゃなかったよ。
悪い人なの。お姉ちゃんたちとっても心配したんだよ。
Maybe Tsubaki had frightened him. Hiroaki quickly became frank.
ごめんなさい。
His little head drooped down. Tsubaki stared at her brother, dissatisfied. My eyes trickled down her arm as it dangled powerlessly at her side and came upon a tightly clenched fist.
お姉ちゃん？
Maybe Hiroaki had been expectantly waiting for Tsubaki's forgiveness.
あんまり 困らせないで。
Maybe, like always, Hiraki was anticipating Tsubaki's warm embrace.
まったく、お父さんもお父さんだよ。なんでヒロアキから目を離すかな。
Tsubaki continued muttering weak complaints.
ごめんねお姉ちゃん。お姉ちゃん困ってるの？
Hey, Tsubaki, calm down a bit.
わかってる。
I finally found an opportunity to intervene.
でもお姉ちゃんだって帰ってくるの遅いよ。
お姉ちゃんはいいの。大人なんだから。
Sorry, Hiraki-kun. I was out playing with your sister. That's why we were so late. Things are getting complicated, so I try to salvage the situation.
僕お馬の人と遊んでもらって楽しかったけど寂しいことあったんだよ。お姉ちゃんに会えないのは寂しかったんだよ。だからもっと遊んでよ。
Tsubaki didn't nod in response.
引っ越しの準備しなきゃ。
Tsubaki moved her gaze away from Hiraki. Well then, good night.
また明日ね。
After we exchanged phone numbers, we made some small talk and parted. Back home again. Okay. Tsubaki is reverting into a base being. The unrealistic part of her nature has begun to disappear. Maybe something has been bottling up inside her all this time. Now that I think about it, she's taken care of such a huge family in place of her sick mother. She has no idea how to have fun. She doesn't know much about the world. This even got her into trouble with a scout once. She always gives people the benefit of the doubt and tries her darndest for others. What would happen if a person like that broke? Tsubaki means no more to me than any of my other friends from school. She's just a person I can relax with. That's the way it should be, but it seems that our bonds lately have been running a little too deep. I should just go to bed. The headache didn't attack me that night, and I slept soundly. Okay. Back in school. Okay, well, she's going through hard times. We gotta be there for her. Bye.